Imagine a future where Made in America isn't just a slogan, but a reality for most products you buy. It might sound impossible, but the current tariff strategy might be paving the way for this very scenario. In this video, we'll explore how today's price hikes could lead to tomorrow's economic boom. More jobs, higher wages, and a resurgence in U.S. manufacturing. Ready to see what America's economic future might look like? First, let's understand what a tariff is. A tariff is a tax on imported goods and services designed to make foreign products more expensive and encourage consumers to buy domestically. While tariffs protect local industries and generate revenue, they can also increase prices and cause trade tensions. Let's look at how tariffs have shaped the U.S. economy over time. The evolution of U.S. tariffs, from major revenue to trade tool. Tariffs were once the backbone of U.S. federal revenue. From 1798 to 1913, tariffs made up 50 to 90% of government income. Back then, tariffs were a vital source of funds, and they helped protect U.S. industries from foreign competition. But as the U.S. economy grew, the need for more diverse revenue sources became clear. Enter the federal income tax in 1913, reducing the reliance on tariffs. By the 20th century, tariffs accounted for less than 2% of government revenue. Today, U.S. Customs and Border Protection collects only $77 billion from tariffs, a mere 1.57% of total income. As tariffs' role in funding the government diminished, they evolved into a tool for shaping trade policies and protecting industries rather than generating revenue. More recently, President Trump threatened Canada, Mexico, and China with tariffs, causing global concern. Canada retaliated with $155 billion in countermeasures, and Mexico followed suit. Ultimately, the tariffs were paused for 30 days to allow for negotiations. While some call this 4D economic chess, the reality is, it's all about leverage. Here's the situation. In 2024, the U.S. trade deficit with China hit $295 billion, up from $279 billion the year before. With Mexico, the deficit reached $172 billion. With Canada, it was $63 billion. These countries account for over a third of U.S. imports, worth more than $1 trillion annually. The official reason for Trump's tariffs wasn't about trade imbalances, but fentanyl. The executive order titled Imposing Duties to Address the Flow of Illicit Drugs Across Our National Border made it clear that the tariffs could be lifted if the drug issue was addressed. Goldman Sachs analysts speculated that the tariffs were a short-term move, not a permanent policy. Nevertheless, the shift has reignited debates about whether tariffs can protect American jobs and industries or whether they harm consumers and international relations. The history of tariffs shows that they're not set in stone. They evolve with the economy, and understanding this context helps us evaluate their impact today. The impact on consumers. Tariffs have evolved, and now they affect us directly. Inflation might not be the only thing affecting your grocery bill soon. Let's see how these trade policies could affect your wallet. In 2023, the U.S. imported $893 billion in goods from Mexico and Canada. With new tariffs, price increases across a wide range of products are inevitable. Let's start with your shopping cart. Mexico supplies over 60% of the fresh vegetables and nearly half of all fruit and nuts consumed in the U.S. So, bell peppers, tomatoes, and avocados might cost more soon. Also, Mexican beer and tequila could rise in price. If you're in the market for a new car, you might want to act fast. Tariffs on auto parts could increase car prices by $3,000. These parts often cross borders several times before assembly, incurring new tariffs each time. To put this into perspective, during Trump's first term, tariffs on washing machines led to a 34% price increase from 2018 to 2023. This example shows how directly tariffs impact consumer prices. Projections suggest tariffs could push inflation from 2.9% to 4%, increasing your overall cost of living. Additionally, energy prices could rise due to tariffs on Canadian crude oil, which could drive up gas prices in the Midwest by 50 cents per gallon. Small businesses are also feeling the pinch. For example, a California ice cream shop faces higher costs for Chinese-made refrigerators, blenders, and sprinkles. Tariffs affect not only big industries but also local businesses, leading to higher costs for consumers. While not all price increases are directly linked to tariffs, some businesses may raise prices more than necessary. Others might absorb costs to stay competitive. The key is to stay informed and shop smartly. Long-term vision: revitalizing U.S. manufacturing. Looking ahead, let's consider a future where Made in America isn't just a slogan. Is this possible, or are we chasing an economic mirage? Some economists believe tariffs could lead to a resurgence in U.S. manufacturing, but others worry about global competitiveness. Let's break it down. In 2024, nearly a quarter of all steel used in the U.S. is imported. If tariffs can incentivize domestic steel production, industries that rely on steel like automotive could see growth. Rising car prices could make U.S. manufacturing more appealing, potentially creating jobs and stimulating local economies. But it's not just steel and cars. The manufacturing sector could see broad transformation. While predicting job creation is difficult, the potential for growth in U.S. manufacturing is significant. This could revitalize American communities that have experienced industrial decline for decades. For instance, the impacts of tariffs could lead to the return of industries like textiles and electronics to the U.S. shores. Companies once seeking cheap labor abroad might find it more cost-effective to bring production home. This could create a resurgence in factory jobs that have been in steady decline since the 1990s. However, a revitalized U.S. manufacturing sector would need to modernize and innovate to stay competitive. This might drive technological advancements and improvements in efficiency. Innovation in manufacturing could place the U.S. at the forefront of new technologies, positioning American factories as leaders in production methods and materials. A thriving manufacturing base would also support a wide range of ancillary businesses, from logistics to professional services, creating more jobs and economic activity across various sectors. The key question is, can U.S. manufacturing compete globally without ongoing tariff protection? Some argue that temporary tariffs could give American industries time to modernize, while others worry about the long-term sustainability of industries relying on protection. Countries like China have used tariffs successfully to grow their domestic industries, but replicating this success in the U.S. would require careful policy crafting. Trump's tariffs approach complicates the debate. By positioning tariffs as a temporary tool rather than a permanent policy, it raises questions about the long-term stability of any manufacturing growth achieved under these conditions. Companies might hesitate to make significant investments if trade policies are uncertain. As we think about long-term growth, we must weigh the potential of a stronger manufacturing base against the short-term costs we've discussed: higher consumer prices, potential trade retaliations, and inflation. For instance, industries like technology could be significantly impacted. Companies like Apple and Dell rely on Chinese factories for components and assembly. With tariffs pushing up production costs, these companies might face difficult choices: raise prices, ship production to other countries, or find ways to innovate and automate to offset the costs. This could lead to a shift in global supply chain. Over time, countries like Vietnam and India may become key players in manufacturing, stepping in to fill the gap left by China's rising cost. The tariff debate is not just about numbers and policies. It's about reshaping America's industrial future. Strategic tariffs might bring short-term pain, but they could also lay the groundwork for a more self-reliant economy. Whether addressing trade deficits, fentanyl, or policy flexing, these moves are all part of a bigger picture, creating a future where Made in America is a reality. Understanding the potential short-term cost and long-term gains of tariffs is crucial. Reliable news sources and economic analysis platforms can help you stay informed as trade negotiations continue to unfold. The situation has the potential to reshape America's economy, and your perspective on these policies could shape your financial decisions and views on the nation's economic future. Are we witnessing the dawn of a new economic era? Share your thoughts in the comments below. AM Revenue out.